a good way about playing for the team. I feel like it's not a lot of like, I want to score a goal for me or I want to play well for myself. I feel like whoever we have on the field or whoever comes in, it's about getting the job done in the night. And sometimes it hasn't gone our way, but I feel like the guys have the right mindset and the right, personalities to be like, I'm going to do what I can to help the team in this situation, not necessarily like, what can I do for myself? So I feel like we have a good team, mindset and a bunch of guys that have come in and helped the culture with that.
Coach Noonan talked about how that's been kind of a theme for how you guys have conceded some goals this year. Is there anything you're seeing on those kinds of crosses or in past have been like set pieces? What I guess is there anything you're seeing that you're trying to bring to the attention of the defenders in front of you in those kind of situations?
Yeah, I feel like it's just tough when it's like a majority of our goals conceded in that way. It's kind of like, all right, like everyone's like sign the fire alarms, but it's like, I mean, we're not really giving teams other chances in other ways. So if that's how they're going to beat us, we just need to, game plan a better way to defend that. And I feel like we only do that by working on it in training and going out in the game and executing a little bit better. But I mean, those are just certain moments I feel like we can get back and do better on. But I mean, if that's the only way they're going to beat us, I mean, but we like to have them. We'd like to show them the outside so we normally like our box defending, but recently it hasn't been a strength, but we're going to work to get it back to a strength for us.
Roman, what changed between Saturday and Tuesday to get a better performance?
Yeah, I just feel like we were up for it more. Not to say we weren't up for Philly, but I feel like Philly on the day was just more, they just wanted it more than we did, like all of us. So I feel like we kind of knew going into like a big game against, a big team like Tigres, we had to kind of just reset ourselves and be like, all right, that game's behind us. Time to lock in and we have to be, ready for anything because these guys have some really good players. So I feel like for us, it was just about, putting that game aside and really locking in and getting ourselves, mentally and physically ready for the battle that was on Tuesday.
Without having you put words of other people, just in your perspective, how is that one of the challenges you guys have to face playing so many matches so early in the season that can sometimes be hard to you have Tigres next Tuesday, there's Toronto this weekend. It'll be hard to focus on every individual game when there's so many of them.
Yeah, I guess it could be like I don't know. I feel like for me, it's a good problem to have. Like you want to be playing these games at this point in the season because it means you did well last year and it puts you in a position to win more trophies this year. So I feel like for us, it's a good problem to have. And obviously, there's some downsides. You don't have time to like recover as much between games and maybe gel as much in training sessions. But I feel like the best way you grow is on the field as a team. So I feel like we're getting the opportunity to have a lot of minutes on the field. A lot of guys getting different roles with a quick turnaround. So I feel like as a team, it gives us a chance to see what we can do together on the field. So I feel like while it could be seen as a negative, I feel like it's a positive for the group because the guys are professional, they take care of their bodies, so guys are ready to go and guys are ready to get better.
Much for kind of diving into that here in a little bit, but new coach this year.
Yeah,
You guys had some success in the past, but what I guess is there anything that you
yeah.
can share about that you're expecting Saturday?
No, I mean, like we know kind of we play them every year. It's like obviously it's a new coach, but they have some like the same group of players. Like Bernardeschi is very good. Either he's up top, coming off the right. They have they scored some goals early on. They can be dangerous on set pieces. They have some big bodies, so we have to be kind of on point. Kind of in all aspects with regards to crosses because of that. But no, I feel like at this point for us, it's kind of just like one game at a time. And now that like we finished Tigres, now that the focus is turned to Toronto. So I don't know how much uh, a majority of the players have looked into it, but I think most of the guys know what Toronto's about. Like we watch their games, we've seen like their clips and stuff, so it's like it's not like we're going into it blind, but we have the next couple of days to kind of work on it and lock in for this game against Toronto because the games are coming fast.
Let's talk about how mentally strong this team is. Like, do you feel like that's something that's you almost have to have that quality when you guys are balancing games like CONCACAF Champions Cup and times not be dropping points in the league?
Yeah, 100%. I think it is tough. It's asking a lot with the travel and the quick turnaround because it's taxing physically, but it's also like every game it's taxing mentally, like the prep and then the focus during the game. So I think this group deserves a lot of credit for how mentally strong they've been and just gone about their business, not complaining about this and that. Like when are we gonna like relax a little bit? We've been playing a lot of games. I feel like the guys have had a good mentality about them and realizing the bigger picture of we got to do the work now if we want to see some results later on. So we can't let points drop in the league because we want to focus on the Champions Cup. It's like we got to put everything we've got into what we have in front of us. And right now, that's Toronto.
Roman Miles has been the captain for the side, each of the games played so far this season, and I'm sure you have a relationship with him. It's only just center back and goalkeeper relationship. Beyond that, I'm sure. What are the qualities Miles have that make him a good captain?
I feel like his calmness in moments. I feel like a good sign of a leader is being able to just keep a level head when things are going crazy. So I feel like he does a good job of, even when things are, if we are up in a game or down in a game, he kind of keeps the same even keel about him, doesn't really let things get out of hand. So I feel like that for me is like a good sign of a leader, just keeping things on an even playing field. And also he gives everything for the team. Like the amount of coming in from a national team camp, just jumping right in. He kind of had like short off season, hasn't had much time to rest, but he's done a good job putting his body and his mind in the right spot to be able to compete every time he's gotten out there. So he's been, not just like leading by just being the per se captain. He's been showing on the field every time he's out there. So credit to him.
For those of us who've never played professional soccer and had that relationship with the captain, can you feel it when a different person takes the armband and now that leadership kind of changes? So let's say if, hypothetically speaking, you moved it over to OB or something, it would change on the field, perhaps maybe some of the dynamics, or does it more radiate from who's there?
Yeah, I don't feel like, at least for myself personally, I don't like, if you're the captain, that's like awesome, but it's all like, I feel like we have different guys that kind of lead in different ways, because Obi's going to lead from the midfield, like Miles will lead from the back, but it's like, even when Lucho's here, he'll lead from the front, but he's not like, just because he's wearing the armband doesn't make him like a different like personality and stuff. It just, obviously you're the focal point, but it's like we have personalities across the field, and wearing the armband maybe helps you talk to the ref and some things. But I just feel like, yeah, I don't know, like whoever's in there is like, they're just going to bring whatever leadership qualities they have to that, to that heightened position. But at the end of the day, it's not just one guy leading the team. We have a bunch of guys out there that are rowing the boat. So yeah.
Anything else?